sixes to the fields. One voice cuts through, giving you the real. He broke the stories, he started the fire. Launched the whole game back in 86, never retired. Heroes crown him, yeah, they call him the king. Fur coat flashing, bling bling in every ring. He's the hardest working, great talking dog. Call in with your tape, but don't get it wrong. He'll call you a nitwit if you're acting a fool, but deep down you love it, that's the Eskin rule. Riding with the king, yeah, we're riding with the king. Howard Eskin show, let the truth ring. Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, he knows the deal. Philly sports royalty, bow down and kneel. Riding with the king, put your hands in the air. From South Philly streets to the Delaware. No filter, no fear, just the facts on the mic. It's the Howard Eskin show. Let's go get sight. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king.
Oh, yes, you are riding with the king. Howard Eskin on a Wednesday evening live. And here's the deal. I always heard, and I guess it's the case, it's the biggest party night of the year is Thanksgiving Eve. I was going to take this night off, but there's too much angst, too much BS, too many Eagles fans out of control, too many Eagles fans, and I'm keeping it real with you, that don't know what the bleep they're talking about. But that's just the way it is a lot of times. So I'm here tonight really just to kind of help you navigate yourself through what is a trying, I guess you could have to say it's a good season, but it's a trying season for the Eagles. And we'll touch on a couple other things, but mainly the Eagles. People jumped in before I even came on. Jack J, 76ers are total frauds. Well, we know that. How do you lose by 41 points? That's disgraceful. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody as we get into it. Good evening from Arizona. That's Stay in My Lane. You're there. You can join the show tonight. You can join it on with me or with your messages on the chat line. Tony Woods, I see, is there. But the link is there. Somebody said, go Bears. I guess somebody's rooting for the Bears. Okay. Won't win a championship with Patullo calling the plays. Jason, let me just break the news to you. Okay. The offensive coordinator is not the problem. And this is what I'm going to address tonight. Enough of blaming the offensive coordinator. The reality is there's multiple plays, and we're going to hear Kevin Patullo, multiple plays called for the quarterback. He makes the decision at the line of scrimmage if he doesn't like the play. There are not a lot of plays in the playbook because of various reasons that I just don't know that I want to get into, but it's not the offensive coordinator. Remember, players make plays. And here's one of my questions. Why do fans, media in some cases, some of them are a little smarter than that, and some of them aren't smarter than that. Why do they always say, well, it's the coach's fault? Coaches make mistakes. Andy Reid is the best coach in football. He's made mistakes. It really comes down to the players make the plays. Players have to execute the plays. I am so tired of you nitwits, morons, and dopes that always want to blame the offensive coordinator. Is the right play called on every play? No. Right play for the defense. But the quarterback, number one, has options. Number two, has the ability with those options to change the play. And there's multiple plays, and you can change the formation when you're at the line of scrimmage. I want to say, I don't like to use the F-bomb because I know you can use it on podcasts, but I don't like to use it but the reality is there's so many bleeping reasons that the plays don't work, and the players are the ones on the field. I I I can't. And there's another part of the reality. Your offensive line isn't as good this year. Good, but injuries. Cam Jurgens is not the same. He's coming off surgery the offseason. I don't think he was the same player. You lost your right guard. You lost one. You lost one of your guards. You now have Lane Johnson, who is hurt, and physically he's really, really good. But how many years can he be this this good or as good as he was? And then the defense has played well, but it's really the offense that's got to generate the points because that's what people complain about. Did anybody complain that Vic Fangio when they blew a 21-0 lead and the Cowboys came down and scored a game-winning field goal? Did anybody complain about him? No, then they shouldn't. The players make the plays. You people, and I'm not going to include all of you. And hello from Tarpon Springs. I see somebody's there listening and watching from Tarpon Springs. It's a joke. You got to understand. You're going to blame the offensive coordinator for the fact that the Eagles are, and this is hard to believe. The Eagles are 8-3, but they're only 4-3 in their last 7 games. They're only 4-3 in their last 7 games. That's because they're a good team, but they're not as good a team. There's going to be some issues the rest of the season. They should beat the Bears. They're traveling on a short week, and that's not always easy. And happy Thanksgiving to you, JMA 158. He says happy Thanksgiving, King PhD. But well, I don't even know what this comment means. By Robert Fulton. How do you look so good, then look so bad? I don't know how you mean that, but I'll take the first part of that. I'm just trying to keep it real. And a lot of people don't understand what it's like to keep it real. Really, most fans, I shouldn't say most fans. There's a good portion of the fans that are flat out idiots. Flat out idiots. You're idiots. All right. You're the rocket science that comes out of some of these people. And it's so easy to blame the coach. It's always so easy. How about the people last year after 4 games wanted to fire Nick Sirianni for Bill Belichick? Bill Belichick is an overrated coach, but he won because of his players and the one player he won with. That's why he won. He had a losing record without Tom Brady. But the reality is people always want to blame the coach because they fall in love with players. Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy's great. You idolize him and they can't do any wrong. And they're the greatest. And they're so good. They're so good. They're so good. Well, when you win, you're good. But I'm sure with the bad teams, and we haven't had a bad team bad Eagles team. Do you want to blame? All right, I'll use the example of the Sixers. The Sixers are frauds. Is Nick Nurse a bad coach? I think he's an average coach, but that team is so poorly constructed. It's the players that make plays or don't make plays. That's really what it comes down to. It's like in baseball. I'll use the Phillies as an example. Oh, you got to get rid of Rob Thompson. Got to get rid of Rob Thompson. You morons. Does Rob Thompson strike out? Does Rob Thompson not make contact as much as you should? Does Rob Thompson not put the ball in play? Does Rob Thompson make those mistakes? Does Rob Thompson strike out as much as the Phillies do? Does Rob Thompson just go for home runs every time? Does Rob Thompson not choke down and shorten your swing with 2 strikes? No, it's the damn players. It's the friggin', I'll use that word, friggin' players. it's just, but it's so easy for fans. Oh, I mean, Bryce Harper is so good. He hit 261, I think. Hit 261. What a great year he had. I still, it's only driven in 100 runs twice in his career. Good player. Good player. At one time, he was an excellent player, but he's not that player anymore. Is that Rob Thompson's fault? Is it Rob Thompson's fault that players don't make contact? Is it Rob Thompson's fault that the Phillies can't drive in runs with men on third base with less than 2 outs and have trouble driving in runs with men in scoring position? No. So is it Kevin Petula's fault that the quarterback won't throw in the tight windows? Is it Kevin Petula's fault that the quarterback doesn't make all the plays he needs to play? I'm going to play this soundbite. Let me read this comment. It's a long. I didn't read this. Howie, they need an experienced. I'm Howie. Howie, they need an experienced OC. They have a great roster. No, they don't have. They have a very good roster. Why not have an experienced OC? Well, he is experienced. He's been coaching for 15 years. An experienced OC with a great roster and talent. It's not a great roster, and they're not as good as they were last year. It's being wasted. Oh yeah, this is Ryan Swope. I'm going to dime you out, Ryan. They have one on D. Sirianni was afraid of losing Batula, so he made him the OC. No, that's not the case. Just for that reason, according to a few sources, yeah, you have sources, right? He is friends with Patullo and was afraid of losing him. Let me tell you something. You can be friends with anybody, but if they're not good enough, it's your ass. So, hey, Ryan, you are so out of touch, brother. You are so out of touch. You are out of touch. You're a dope. All right. How's that? You're a dope. And then I see Fred Shaughnessy. The offensive line is just not playing as well this year. And he says injuries have made it tough. And Ryan all of a sudden now says, I agree with you about Thompson. Well, then stop picking on the coaches when it really is the players that need to make the plays. I'm going to play you this soundbite from Kevin Patullo, and it kind of identifies the play calls, and he explains how there's options for the quarterback. Let's hear from Kevin Patullo.
And we're hunting this front. If we get it, we run it. If not, we get to this look, and it's built into the call, right? So you have multiple plays in there, and there's a lot of runs too where you put them in there and you say, okay, it's a run, kill a pass, or a pass, kill a run. And you kind of do it both ways. If we get the ideal look, we want to put our guys in best position, we'll run it. If not, we throw it. So that's kind of how that's how most teams obviously do the run game. And that's kind of what we've done throughout the years, and it's really not much different this year. And we just got to continue to find ways to get those things in and try to search for those fronts. And when they change in game, we got to change, which we've done. And sometimes it causes you to throw it a little more, and then it shrinks down the front, get what you want. So it's kind of always built in those molds where you have them in those play calls.
Okay, let me explain this to you. If Kevin Patullo was the offensive coordinator last year, the Eagles would have still gotten to the Super Bowl and still won the Super Bowl. And the reason is pretty simple. Your running back was sensational. Your offensive line was sensational. And when you have that running game, and that's one of the things that they obviously want to do so Jalen Hurts doesn't have to throw the ball as much, which makes you more susceptible for turnovers. If he was the offensive coordinator last year, the same result would have happened because they could run the ball with an offensive line and a running back who I think it's history. You get a little worn out when you have that many carries the previous year. The next year is not as good. I know you have an off season and you train, and I know Saquon Barkley trains. It's just you got to stop. People have to stop. You nauseate me sometimes with all your whining about the offensive coordinator. Players make plays. And that's what it comes down to. The players. Here's what's amazing. Barry Switzer was a dope in the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. Yet they won a Super Bowl. You know why they won the Super Bowl? not because of Barry Switzer. That was a long time ago. I know people don't remember because the Cowboys suck and have sucked for years. And they won the game. Okay. Um, uh, uh, it's just, I see Jason says, Ruben Frank. Oh, so he's the expert now. Patullo's play calling lacks creativity and innovation. There's stories behind that because I was kind of told off the record that I don't want to get into it. Uh, the lack of creativity and innovation, it's not creativity and innovation, it's what the quarterback runs. And for multiple reasons, there's a limit to how many plays they have in the playbook for each game. And again, I don't want to get into it because, again, I was told off the record. But I know for a fact there's a reason that there's not, if you want to call it, I don't know if they call it lack of creativity. They're creative, but the quarterback's got to execute the play or change the play at the line of scrimmage if he sees a different front. So, it's so easy to blame the coach. It doesn't matter if you have players that are terrific. Like I said, Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl, and he was an idiot. But he won a Super Bowl because the Dallas Cowboys at that time, long time ago, uh, long time ago, it's just it didn't matter what the head coach was. All right, do we have some people that want to get on the show here, Joe? Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I got into this so quickly. No, I want to do this right now. I want to tell you that this show is presented by. Oh, these are probably the most important part of the show for you and for me. Uh, Jeff Stillwell Financial Advisors. He's the presenting sponsor of this fine show. And Jeff Stillwell is a wizard and he's a genius. He understands wealth and how to invest your wealth and make your wealth work for you in the future. Jeff Stillwell Financial Advisors, 732, give him a call, 732-343-0813. All right, I am going to, the giveaway tonight is what we had for Saturday, and I'm going to add a question, and either one of the answers will win you the Mike Schmidt figurine. But I also want to tell you, Black Friday is 2 days away, or less than 2 days away. And right now at Audi Westchester, Black Friday is it's like that almost every day at Audi Westchester in the month of November. 3.99% financing up to 72 months on the new redesigned A5 and the A5 sedan. 1.99% financing up to 72 months on the Q5 SUV, which is a very popular car. And once you work out your deal at Audi Westchester, 1421 Wilmington Pike, nice people, great people, grab a cup of coffee, grab some snacks. Once you work out your deal and say, I want Claudio 500, get an extra 500 off the deal that you've already worked out. All right. And that would be Audi Westchester. Check it out. Check them out, AudiWestchester.com. Also, now the weather's a little out of hand right now, but if you want, stop procrastinating. And right now, Piazza Property Pros can really do some really good things with your property. May not be able to get you the pool right now at this time of the year, but you can make the decision and they can probably start the work to do things. 25 years of experience, which really says a lot. They don't subcontract, really good at what they do, whether it's landscaping, fencing, pool maintenance, excavation, whatever it is that you want, Piazza Property Pros can do it. You got the number 610 566 2608, 610 566 2608, or check them out at piazzaoutdoor.com. All right. Oh, it just, I see all these comments. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for your reporting. Well, I'm trying to help people here. Thanks for your reporting. Let me see. Can't wait for your book. I always smile when you rip the Sixers. So easy to rip the Sixers. That's the tough part. It's so easy to rip the Sixers. And you say, nothing is wrong with this team. They're just bored. They were blowing out the Cowgirls and took their foot off the pedal. They were up on Denver and took their foot off the pedal. Great teams get bored. Well, they came back against the Rams. That's a really important win. All right. Who do we have that wants to join the program here, Joe? All right. Let's go to Tony. Tony's not always on top of it, but Tony, what's up?
Hi, Howard. How you doing?
Oh, I'm just great, Tony.
Hey, you know what? I think you're right. Maybe a little change. Sit Jalen down for this week's game.
No,
and
no, no, no. I never said that they should change the quarterback. I have said that fundamentally Tanner McKee is better. He's better fundamentally. That doesn't mean he's not as athletic. That doesn't mean you change.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Remember, Doug Peterson did that with Wentz just before he left. He just had him down.
Yeah, he was having some issues, Wentz.
Right, to wake him up a little. Now,
Well,
maybe
I don't think in any way, shape, or form they're going to do that.
at all.
No. Nope.
Okay, and
unless the game doesn't mean anything, and I think every game's going to mean something because every game's going to mean something because they want to get the best record.
Now, as far as AJ, not knowing the play count, where's your head during the game?
Well, the penalties are a problem, and mistakes are not good. Obviously, that's a problem when you make mistakes.
Is Schmidt going to play? Because wasn't he banged up?
Yeah, he didn't practice today, being Wednesday. Tomorrow's really a light day, and it's kind of a walkthrough because the game's on. It is a walkthrough because the game's on Friday. Yeah, they keep him out. He's ready whether he doesn't practice a day. He doesn't have to practice one day during the week. If he's healthy enough to play, he will be out there.
And then, did you see the Phillies might get that Japanese player?
Well, they're talking to him. We'll see. We'll see. And that's Japanese players like certain locales, but we'll see. Nobody else maybe will pay him that money. But they got to do something for the player's a pitcher. They got to do something for their lineup too. Because I think they know that Wheeler might not be the same pitcher. So, but they got to do something with their lineup. They have to do something with their lineup.
And it's a shame they're going to let go of what's his name, number 42.
42. There is no 42.
Not 42.
Jackie Robinson's number's retired.
No, not Jackie Robinson.
Well, yeah, but you said 42.
No, what the heck is the pitcher that's going to leave? Ranger.
Suarez.
Yeah,
but that's not a big deal. It seems like he's always hurt anyway. All right, Tony, you have a happy Thanksgiving.
All right, you too. See you later.
All right. I think George is out there. Let's go to George.
Howard, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you for the therapy session tonight. Seriously.
I'm telling you, it's just I'm so tired. And the comments when I post something, and the people all they want to do is rip Kevin Petullo. One of the players responsible.
I from listening to you for so many years and just listening to you tonight, I'm getting a thing here. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. Does he know the entire playbook? Is he audibilizing at the line of scrimmage? Is he not running the plays, or what's he doing? I mean,
I think they're making it more comfortable for him. I'll just say it this way. I think they're making it more comfortable for him by not putting all the plays in the playbook. Not putting most of the plays in the playbook for each game.
I'm reading between the lines here, man. I've listened to you for so many years, and I just could read between the lines. And I'm a fan of Jalen, but it sounds like Hey,
listen, I mean, he's obviously a good quarterback.
Oh, he's a good quarterback. He's a winner, but it's obvious that, I question on 3rd and 2 when he got sacked. Why didn't they run the ball?
Run the ball in what play?
When he got sacked for that towards the end of the game.
Well, yeah, obviously he didn't pick up
I mean,
the
that's
blitzer.
that's a running situation there. Even if you don't pick up the 2 yards, you go to the tush push.
Well, yeah, he obviously didn't pick up. It wasn't even it wasn't a blitz. He didn't pick up, the rusher.
Are the coaches I'm going back to the coaches for one thing here, Howard. Are the coaches telling him to try to throw into those tight lanes?
Coaches are coaching him to do the things that they think will work, and that's all part of everything that you work with. I'm sure they do it in practice. I'm sure they do it in practice. But it's
The bottom line
he's got to make play. He's got to make more plays in the center of the field. He's got to make more plays. He's got to make more plays. So I think on that 3rd and 2, there weren't a lot of guys open, but I don't know. There has to be somebody. There has to be somebody open. There has to be somebody open. And
I'm sitting there. I'm there watching the game, and I'm like, on 3rd and 2, before they even got out of the huddle, I'm going, run the ball.
Well, yeah, the thing is, but their running game is not as successful this year.
Right. I understand. Do you and you just get to the next point for me. Do you put Tank Bigsby in there more in some running plays? I'm a fan of Barkley too, but notice the guys that have rushed for 2,000 yards, and you just said it earlier tonight. The next year, they're worn out. They rushed for maybe 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 yards.
DeMarco Murray was like that, and the Eagles made the mistake. Remember, they signed him after he had all those carries for the Cowboys, and he was a stiff thereafter.
He was a stiff here. Yeah, he was a stiff.
What somebody pointed out, I forget who it was that told me, that pointed out, Saquon Barkley had an amazing year last year, and he's really a terrific running back. But he's not the same this year. He's only got about 7,000 yards. People talk about him like he's a Hall of Famer. Now, again, he's going to have, how many more years is he going to play? I mean, there's guys that aren't in the Hall of Fame. Frank Gore has, I think, 16,000 yards. He's not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's just, you got to get, Saquon Barkley's got to get 1,000 yards this year, doesn't he? But
that should be a piece of cake. I mean, you look. I mean,
but I don't know that he will.
He's not getting to the 2nd and 3rd level. He's barely getting to the 1st level. Then you got to look at the offensive line. I look at injuries, but I'm one of those fans that say, "Look, next guy up." You know what? You can't.
Hey, George, somebody's complaining. Somebody on the chat line's complaining you're eating while you're talking on the air here. They catch you. Hey, listen, when you're on camera,
I'm eating pumpkin seeds. They caught me. Sorry. Apologize, everybody. I'm eating my favorite pumpkin seeds on the party night of the year.
They get on everybody. That's all right. But he's probably right. He's probably
you either
right.
Like me or you don't like me. You know what I mean?
He's probably right.
They're right. They got me. I'm eating pumpkin seeds. There you go. Come on, don't talk while you're eating. Come on, man. Oh my goodness.
I see somebody's, and I didn't see the all 22. Somebody said that Dallas Goedert was open on that 3rd and 2. Now he's got to go through somebody's got to be open.
They showed a picture on social media, and you want to talk about a tight window? That was an extremely tight window. If he wasn't going to throw to Goddard there. If he doesn't throw in tight windows now, he wasn't going to make that.
Well, it's certainly better than getting sacked and then having to punt the football in that situation. Better than that.
I don't think he saw him. I don't think he got.
Well, that could be it too. That could be it too. So it's just it's brutal. But my main objective tonight, I was going to take the night off, and because I know people like to get ready for. There's people traveling. People like to get ready for Thanksgiving. But I felt I had to. I had to come on tonight and just deal with this nonsense. Hey, listen, what happened on Sunday was a disgrace. There's no question it was a disgrace. You don't blow a 21-0 lead if you're a good football team. That's the first thing. It's bad enough you lose, but to lose it to the stinking Cowboys and those cockroaches can come out of the woodwork.
They're coming out of the woodwork. I got a bunch of them this week. Trust me. After the Eagle, and that's the friends of mine hit me up because they thought I was crying about it.
And they are
said, where were you all
cockroaches.
season? Where were you all season? You win a game, you're 5-5-1. You're coming out here like cockroaches. I use your term a lot. I use your term a lot with these folks.
Well,
How do you like? Who do you like the Eagles on Friday?
Yeah, I think they win the game. I don't like the number because the Eagles seem to play games too close, but I think they win the game. The Bears are a good team. They can't lose the turnover battle. That's why the Bears are 8-3. That's why the Eagles were good for a lot of reasons last year. And that's why they won most of the games this year. They won the turnover battle in almost every game. They didn't win it in the Cowboy game, but they won it in almost every game. The Bears lead the league in plus minus in turnovers. Eagles, and I know they're working on it, can't turn the ball over. If they lose the turnover battle, they'll lose the game, but I don't think they're going to lose the turnover battle.
I don't think they're going to lose this week.
And the Bears, it's a short week traveling on the road. Eagles got a break this year with the schedule. Everybody talked about a tough schedule, but they played the Rams here, the Lions here, and as it turns out, you didn't think the Bears would be this good a team, and the Bears here. You know, who do they play on the road? They play Green Bay on the road, and they play the Chargers, who
That's Monday night.
not
That's
the same.
You
Yeah.
said 11-6, Howard. When you asked me at the beginning of the year what my number was, 11-6. So to meet that, they got to go 3-3. Are they going to go 3-3, or are they going to go 4-2?
Well, you know, I don't know what Washington's going to be like because they're going to be out. Washington may be eliminated for
Hey,
a
they might be
playoff
done.
spot but if the quarterback plays and that game's in Washington, that could be their last hurrah. So that could be a pretty tough game. That's the third game before the end of the season. Then the last game in Philadelphia, the last game of the regular season, is against Washington. So that could be a tough game. The Chargers, I can't figure out whether the Chargers win or I can't figure out whether they're good or bad. I can't figure that out. It's just I just can't figure that out whether they're good or bad. But at beginning of the season, I thought they'd lose to the Chargers, but I'm not so sure now. But you got to remember the Eagles are 4-3 in their last 7 games.
Correct.
You know, that's kind of a sample size. You can't be that way. And you got to play better than you did on Sunday. And I think you have to play better than you did the last 3 games, even though they won 2 of them. What was Detroit, Green Bay? Was that the last 3 games?
Yes.
Detroit,
Green Bay, Detroit, and Dallas.
Yeah, and they played Detroit here in a horrible weather. Dome team outside at that time of the year is not good. So they got to break with that too. So, and then, you know, the good thing that, well, it's not a good thing. When the Eagles lose to the Cowboys the way they did, it takes the Sixers out of the conversation.
You know what?
41 points. How do you get beat by 41? 51. They scored 51 in the second quarter.
I'd rather go to Ninth and Wharton and pick up 4 guys and play 5-on-5 basketball.
They scored, 85, 86 points in the first half?
Yeah,
Orlando.
It was disgusting. I didn't watch them. I'm on social media. I'm seeing
and the 2 stiffs sat on the bench. The 2 stiffs. And you know what? Let me tell you right now. Joel Embiid is a stiff, all right? I'm tired of hearing, well, he's a good player when he's healthy. He's not going to be healthy again. Joel Embiid is a stiff, Stiff, all right? Paul George is a fraud, and he's done, and he's a stiff now too. Both stealing money. Both should be taken out in handcuffs for stealing money. It is an absolute joke.
I want their agents.
No, you want Daryl Morey to give him the contract. That's what you want. Daryl Morey. What a joke he is. He is a joke. And how long have I been saying that?
You've been saying it since
okay.
Forever.
And did I say 3 years ago they should have gotten rid of Joel Embiid?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm done. I'm done. I can't help these people. I can't help these people anymore that just don't get it. I'm just trying to alert you to the good things. Hey, George, you have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
High school football, not as much on Thanksgiving now. And the longest running high school game is my alma mater, Northeast Central, 129 years. Do you believe that rivalry on Thanksgiving?
The oldest one, I want you to Google this, is Easton and Phillipsburg. And I'm going to tell you this. When I was broadcasting high school ball, and then I'll let you go, Easton would play that Thanksgiving game, then have to play a state game that same Saturday. And they played their starters. That game with Phillipsburg is more important than state titles. And I wish they had more Thanksgiving games in PA like they do in New Jersey. And those that do, it's a great thing.
I think Northeast Central is the longest running high school rivalry. I think it's the longest way.
Okay.
1896 is
Okay.
when they started. I can't believe.
Well,
I didn't know there was a
I love it.
Northeast high school in 1896.
I think more Pennsylvania schools should have it, but the state playoffs have ruined that. What New Jersey does is they shut their playoffs down for a week, and they let this Thanksgiving rivalries go. And those that still play them in PA, good for them because it's great.
Okay, so here's what I'm here's what I'm going to do. George, you have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
I am going to Mr. Who was it? Agrigar. I don't even know. It's one of our on the chat line. AGR. Mr. Softy and Paulie podcast. Yeah, Paul George is worried about his podcast. Leave. Will you leave? Here's when players are overpaid. Do they ever give any money back? No, but they want to renegotiate if they're playing above what they consider their level of their contract. Classic examples right there. Joel Embiid, done. Done. All right. Paul George, stiff. He's done too. All right. It's a joke. And sometimes there's got to be tougher questions. And here's, I hear so many stupid questions by media. Now, they're not all stupid, but I hear so many stupid questions by media. I'm going to give you one. Somebody asked, and it wasn't the last game when they got beat by 41. It was the game before the last game. Tyrese Maxey was asked one of the dumbest, most asinine questions to ask a professional athlete that not that I've ever heard, because I've heard some bad ones. It's just, all right. Here was the question. Is a goal of yours, he's scoring a lot of points. Is a goal of yours to win the MVP? A reporter actually asked that question. Do you have any concept? I don't know who the reporter is, and I don't know that I dime him out anyway. I don't want to embarrass him. I should embarrass him. Is a goal of yours to win the MVP? No. The goal is to win, and he answered it. The goal is to win games. The real goal is to win a championship, but you got to set goals along the way. Okay, win game, get in the playoffs, win the first playoff series, win the second playoff series, get to the conference finals and get to the finals, and then win a championship. Your goal is to win games. Win games. All right? That's your goal. And that question is so asinine and so stupid. That reporter should forever be barred from asking a question again. Forever be barred from asking a question again. That was the dumbest I've heard in the last couple of weeks. And there's been some dumb ones. I got another one that was asked to Nick Sirianni as we're doing the show. It's Wednesday. That was asked to Nick Sirianni. And I'm going to give you that one. But first, I'm going to tell you about some important people again. It's just mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. All right. Jeff Stillwell Financial Advisors, the presenting sponsor of this fine show, the Howard Eskin Show, as you're riding with the king. He knows his stuff, really knows his, not knows his stuff, really knows his stuff. You want to invest and kind of help yourself, set yourself up for the future? Jeff Stillwell can do that. Yes, he can, because he knows his stuff. 732-343-0813. And, Black Friday's not the same anymore. It really is not the same anymore because they have so many sales beyond this. But people like to go out on Friday because they usually have, and I know the Eagles play on Friday, and we'll deal with that on Saturday. The Eagles game on Friday against the Bears. We'll deal with that. But people loved. I don't think you're going to see people lining up at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore for sales because all these stores have sales now before that. But a sale that's been going on for this month of November, and the month of November is still going on. That would be Audi Westchester. Great financing up to 72 months, 3.99% on the new redesigned A5 and the A5 sedan. 1.99% financing up to 72 months on the Q5 SUV. Now that Q5 is an automobile that has become very, very popular for Audi. It really is a fine vehicle. They're all fine vehicles, but work out your deal with those great financing deals. Work out your best deal. And then after you work out your deal, you say, you know what? I want the Claudio 500. And the Claudio 500 gives you an extra 500 off the price that you worked out. Audi Westchester, 1421 Wilmington Pike. Great deals, great financing deals on great vehicles. 1421 Wilmington Pike. Stop by, talk to a lot of nice people, get a cup of coffee, get some snacks. Audi Westchester, check them out, AudiWestchester.com. And also, you want to take care of your grounds and make your place look nice for company. Now, the way the weather's been going, there's going to be some days that are going to be warm weather. So set it up just in case you have some people over during the fall and winter months. And to help you do that would be Piazza Property Pros. Whether they can build a pool for you now, set it up and get it ready. So as soon as the weather hits in the spring, go for it. Go for it. And call Piazza Property Pros. 25 years of experience. They don't subcontract, which is very, very important. And they are really, customer service is great. The people are great. It's really, really a good idea, whether it's landscaping, fencing, hardscaping, excavation, pool maintenance, whatever it is. Call Piazza Property Pros, 610-566-2608. Schedule a free consultation. That's 610-566-2608, or check them out at piazzaoutdoor.com. All right, a couple of things I want to get to. I want to get to the other question that I heard today, today being Wednesday, and it's just like some media people just want to be heard, because a lot of these news conferences are out there for the public because they're put on social media. Somebody on the last question, hey, is your goal to be an MVP? That reporter, this is a comment, Walker 1970. That reporter sounds as dumb as a box of rocks. Maybe it was a box of rocks that asked him the question. Maybe it was as dumb as a box of rocks. I want to play Kevin Petullo again. Now, people want to run the ball, and that's what the Eagles want to do. They want to run the ball, and you want the run off of play action, or you want the play off of play action. You run the ball, and when you're successful, then they have to respect the run more. The offensive line isn't as good. The running back is good, but he's not as good as he was last year. Saquon Barkley is just not as good this year, and there's a couple of things there. But Kevin Petullo explains there are options for the quarterback when they send in the plays. Let's hear from Kevin Petullo this week.
When we're hunting this front, if we get it, we run it. If not, we get to this look, and it's built into the call, right? So you have multiple plays in there, and there's a lot of runs too where you put them in there and you say, okay, it's a run, kill a pass, or a pass, kill a run. You kind of do it both ways. If we get the ideal look, we want to put our guys in best position, we'll run it. If not, we throw it. So that's kind of how that's how most teams obviously do the run game. And that's kind of what we've done throughout the years, and it's really not much different this year. And we just got to continue to find ways to get those things in and try to search for those fronts. And when they change in game, we got to change, which we've done. And sometimes it causes you to throw it a little more, and then it shrinks down the front and get what you want. So it's kind of always built in those modes where you have them in those play calls.
All right. So here's the deal. The quarterback has option on plays. He has options. And he's just got to be better with his options. And somebody said, how about running Bigsby more? And they put him in there, but I think you still want to leave Saquon in there, because when Saquon, if he gets past the line of scrimmage into the second level, he's obviously still fast enough and explosive. Somebody somebody here, Jason A team, the thoughts on the reporter McMullen telling Rube to shut up. I heard it the other day at the news conference because they all try to jump in and get their questions in. Oh, yeah, jump in and get your questions in. You know, you'll get your questions in. The coach, I don't know that he answers all the questions, but you'll get your questions in. All right. So how do I like it? I loved it. All right. And so here's another question that I heard today. By the way, we got to give the Flyers a shout out too. Flyers are playing good hockey. They're playing good hockey. And I'm still stuck on this, excluding the Eagles. The next team to win a championship in Philadelphia will be the Flyers over the Phillies and the Sixers. It's easy to say that. And I think over the Phillies too. I think over the Phillies too. But Phillies window, I think they're kind of just trying to, they're scrambling and try to get back in the grand scheme of things. But you know, there's teams that are better. You know, don't think other teams aren't going to try, you know, to do things in the offseason to get better. If Cincinnati signs Schwarber, Cincinnati's a contender. Cincinnati's a contender if they sign Schwarber. That's not one player, but they have a good team. And I don't know if they have the money for Schwarber, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right. The other question, and then I'm going to give you a question. The other question that I heard this week, it's like I just got to ask a question. I got to get in there so people hear me ask a question. What's it like to Nick Sirianni today? What's it like playing under the Friday night lights? That's kind of a high school thing. What's it like? That's really kind of a high school thing. What's it like playing under the Friday night lights? He says part of the game will be played under the lights. They may turn the lights on from the beginning at 3:00 because it will be dark, you know, by halftime. So what's it like? Do you think the coach remembers what day it is? He knows the game is on Friday. He knows it's a game. He knows he has a short week. He knows what he's got to do to prepare. You think he cares? You think a coach in the NFL gives a flying bleep about playing under the Friday night lights? Really? 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 Do you think? What a stupid question. What a stupid question. Oh, what do you think it's like playing under the Friday? Nick Sirianni didn't answer that question. He talked about playing on Thanksgiving, which you did. That's kind of a high school thing too. You know, playing on Thanksgiving weekend. It's actually Thanksgiving because Friday's kind of tied in with Thanksgiving, Thursday and Friday. It's just, oh, what's it like playing? You're kidding me, right? Is there nothing else to ask the head coach? Probably not. Because at this point in the season, after a game like that, the questions were answered by Nick Sirianni after the game and the day after the game, you know, when he has another news conference. There are some really, really, really dumb questions. Really dumb questions. Don't get me started. All right. But tonight, I was not going to work tonight. It's actually, this isn't work. This is fun. I was not going to do a show tonight. Kind of take it off because Thanksgiving Eve is usually kind of starts the holiday. So I said, yeah, let me just. And then when the Eagles did what they did, and then more so when I heard these morons blame the offensive coordinator, these morons, nitwits, and dopes blame the offensive coordinator, and the players have no accountability. Well, it's not the players. It's not the players. It's the coaches. Oh, yeah. Just understand what the hell's going on. Hey, Pat, thanks for the information. I mentioned, you know, the Phillies because people blame Rob Thompson. Phillies lineup, 1,337 strikeouts and 247 average with runners in scoring position. Is that the manager's fault? Is that the manager's fault? How about the players they're major league players. Make contact. But to blame the manager, it's too easy. Oh, you got to get rid of Rob Thompson. Any manager that comes in is going to do the same thing. It's the players. Do you understand? It's the players. All right. Here's the question for this week. And this should be easy for you because I talked about it just a little while ago. I mentioned two different things, and this is to win this Mike Schmidt collectible. It's a Gartland autograph Michael Jack Schmidt figurine, and that is his autograph on there, and that is a collectible. And we had it from Saturday. So whether you answer the question on Saturday correctly or tonight's question correctly, either one will win you, and we'll select the winning answers at random. Be announcing the show on Saturday. Mark Lawrence will join us, take a look at the weekend football, and obviously we'll talk about the Eagles game. 7:30, the show on Saturday, November 29th. That's at 8 o'clock. It's not at 7:30. Wednesdays are at 7:30. So let me just correct that. It's just Saturday, November 29th at 8 o'clock is the show, live on X, Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube and you'll be notified as soon as the show comes on. And you get notified if you ask for all my interactions on Twitter or X or whatever. Facebook, there's a lot of people on there. So either way, you're able to watch it, and the winner will be selected randomly, chosen from all the correct entries. All right, the question is, remember the show on Saturday is 8 o'clock. If you're at 7:30, you just hang in there and wait for me. But it's 8 o'clock on Saturdays. The question is, what was the first dumb reporter's question that I mentioned tonight? What was it was asked to Maxie. What was the first dumb reporter's question that I asked tonight? Answer it correctly. Answer it correctly. And and if you're selected at random, answer it correctly, submit it to my website, howardeskin.com, and you will be eligible to win that Mike Schmidt figurine. Let me see if there's any other comments that people want to get in before I close it out, and wish you a happy Thanksgiving, enjoyable Thanksgiving, a safe Thanksgiving. Enjoy the turkey, enjoy the stuffing, or enjoy whatever the hell you have to eat. Don't overdo it. I know it's a day that we all splurge, but I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. So, hey, we don't miss Cowboy Jim. Somebody says Cowboy Jim must be flying. Cowboy Jim doesn't know how to handle a win. A dope in the sky. He is a dope. But whatever. We'll see what the Eagles do on Friday. We'll talk about it on Saturday, and Mark Lawrence will join us on Saturday. Everybody, have a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks to Joe Gangemi, who's doing all the production and the technical work on the other side. Thanks to Tony Anastasia does all the great graphics and helps with my website and all the other good graphics there. Thanks to all of you, and to all of you, even the morons, nitwits, and dopes. I'll give you a pass to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. All right? I want to give you a pass to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. And thanks for joining. Thanks for riding with the king on this Wednesday night and joining the Howard Eskin Show.
Yes, can. Oh, yeah. Hey, you turn it up, feel it. It's time to roll on the ones and twos, taking full control. From the link to the X, from the sixes to the fields, one voice cuts through, giving you the real. He broke the stories, he started the fire, launched the whole game back in '86, never retired. Heroes crown him, yeah, they call him the king. Fur coat flashing, bling bling in every ring. He's the hardest working, great talking dog. Call in with your tape, but don't get it wrong. He'll call you a nitwit if you're acting a fool, but deep down you love it. That's the Eskin rule. Riding with the king, yeah, we're riding with the king. Howard Eskin Show, let the truth ring. Eagle Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, he knows the deal. Philly sports royalty, bow down and kneel. Riding with the king, put your hands in the air. From South Philly streets to the Delaware. No filter, no fear, just the facts on the mic. It's the Howard Eskin Show. Let's go get signed. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king. Hey, riding with the king. Riding with the king.